Welcome to Becoming Beautiful You. I am Latricia Renee, and on this channel we blend fragrances and lifestyle. Today I want to try something a little bit different since it's the beginning of the week and I'm going to be starting back to school tomorrow since winter break will be over. I thought I'd try something a little different and kind of take you through my journey of how I choose fragrances throughout the week. So I got this idea, it's similar but quite different, but I got the idea from Simply Ayesha right here on YouTube, where she goes through the entire week with the fragrances that she wore, be it day, afternoon, and night, and then at the end of the week she'll tell you which ones were the standouts. But for me, I think I'm going to try it day by day and tell you which ones are the standouts for me because she doesn't do a lot of layering, and she'll tell you that in her videos. But for me, I'm constantly layering, whether it's through the shower routine or through the oils that I blend with the fragrances. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that and tell you what stands out to me and how it's performing. So let's get started. Okay, so for today, I went to church and I decided to wear an oil from Swiss Arabian, the Shaghav Oud Tonka, and here it is here. This oil, if you like the fragrance, then you will love the oil. They smell exactly the same. When I wore this oil, I applied it here behind the ears, not quite behind the ears, but more so behind the ears and down the sides of my neck. And I put the other points on my wrist and outer forearm, and I'm telling you, it was a cozy experience like nothing I was expecting. It's my first time doing a full day wear of the fragrance, and I got about 5 hours out of it, and it was just cozy. It was the kind of coziness that a whisper. If you could imagine someone having a conversation with you throughout the day and they're constantly whispering to you and talking to you, making you laugh and giggle and smile, that's what this fragrance was giving me. It's the kind of experience where if someone overhears you, then that means they're close enough to be in your personal space. And man, what a treat. This is just, if you haven't had a chance to enjoy the fragrance, I invite you to try that. The fragrance is a huge projector. It lasts 8+ hours. I didn't want to wear that fragrance today. I'll tell you the fragrance that I paired it with, but I want to tell you that this oil is a personal experience. You could probably get the projection beyond, I'd say maybe about a foot, unless someone is standing right next to you or they give you a hug. And boy, if they do, it's a huge treat. So I enjoyed wearing this, and I strongly encourage you to wear it. I think next time I wear it, I'm going to try and pair it with the fragrance. This fragrance is said to be reminiscent of Sherjov Accento. I don't own that fragrance, but I do have this one from Zamaya, and it's quite nice. I don't spray it where I can get the scent right up under my nose, as I've said before. I spray along the sides of my body and along the back, but I'll probably give you a demonstration on that tomorrow when I'm getting ready for work. But it's a wonderful pairing. The part that I enjoyed the most was the oil because that was right near my nose area, even though it wasn't up under my nose, it was behind my ears, and that scent was really projecting. In all transparency, I don't usually have people that will often not comment on my fragrances while I'm at work. They usually do. In fact, they almost always expect to smell me down the hallway or whether I'm standing nearby, or they can tell when I've been somewhere where they are presently and I've gone. But that's kind of what they expect. If you're a person that is known to wear fragrances, then oftentimes you won't get a compliment all the time. It's not because people don't smell you. It's because they are used to smelling you, and they, rather than telling you every day that you smell good and giving you a compliment, they just, they might say something if something specific stands out. But that's kind of my situation at work for me, where you can tell where I've been or where I've gone, or even that I might be up ahead or perhaps even behind, depending on what fragrance pairing I'm wearing. So I don't particularly care for the idea of doing a fragrance tray, simply because it would take time to compose the tray, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm going to stray away from anything I put on the tray simply because it's on the tray, and I don't want to feel that kind of confinement. So that was my scent for today, and tomorrow we'll see what happens because I don't know. It's going to depend on how I feel and what I feel like wearing and la 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 la. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so it's Monday. It's the first day back from winter break, and I'm going to make this a pretty lightweight day. The children, I think, need a break coming in from 2 weeks of vacation, and it's going to take us a little time to get acclimated to one another. You know, we haven't been around each other for about 2 weeks, so typically The first couple of days are going to be lightweight, because a lot of times when you're in the classroom, behavior management is 95% of what you're doing. You get the instruction in, but that behavior management is ongoing and it can be draining. So today I'm going to be wearing some fragrances that will put me in business mode to keep both hands on the wheel. So I'll share those with you in a second. The first one I'm wearing is Ayesha Dubai, and this is a Middle Eastern fragrance. Love, love, love. This has like a coffee base to it. I'll put the notes up, but it's really a nice, it's unisex. But again, you know me, I'm going to say no sex. Wear what you want to wear. If a man wants to smell like flowers, it's going to smell totally differently on him than it will on you. It's not going to take your masculinity or your femininity if you change up and wear a fragrance that the market says is for a man or for a woman. So getting off that soapbox, I'll tell you what else I paired with it. This is Feris Al Arab from Maison Ashrar. This is, goodness gracious, the Middle Eastern version of Blonde Amber. And let me tell you something. Just listening to some of my favorite content creators, I've not smelled the original, and I'm not rushing to, because this is absolutely fantastic. Every time I wear it, people stop me, male and female, and it's always a success. So I'm wearing those two fragrances paired together, but let me tell you about the oils that I'm layering with them. Today is the Brown Sugar Babe. I'm using, I want to say this is Blonde Ambition. I hope it's the right name, but I've got this fragrance oil from Blonde Ambition, and I also recently received the perfume oil that I purchased. I've never tried their perfume oils, which are much more concentrated and potent, so I bought this over the holiday because I've always wanted to try their perfume oil, and certainly this fragrance because I fell in love with it immediately. And it will be a full 4-ounce bottle. The one I just showed you was a 2-ounce bottle, but this is the base for those two fragrances. And let me tell you, the projection is unreal. And I look forward to telling you about my day. But in the meantime, it's time to go because I got to handle my business. See you guys a little later. Bye. So I'm here at school just to give you guys an update on the compliments. Actually, one of my colleagues just recently gave me a compliment on often saying that they can smell me across the room, which is effective because I had to spray some room spray today, my Bath and Body Works. I'm talking about the little short can. And that's what you need, some compressed air to combat the gas passing that goes on in these classrooms. Anyway, the kids always tell me when I need to spray it, so I'll spray it because I'm often away from them when they smell it. Nevertheless, I did get some compliments from that, and yeah, it's a great fragrance wearing day. And if I hadn't told you guys before, I'm an educator, but I'm a special education educator, so I teach exceptional students. So let the church say amen. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay, today's Tuesday. I'm running a little late. Today's fragrance will be a little bit lighter in profile because I'll be in an IEP meeting and I don't want to overwhelm the very close sitting quarters that we'll be in. So for the body, I'm using the Dark Musk from Skin Potion. This is very, very fragrant, extremely moisturizing because, as I've told you if you watch my other videos, I do have eczema and my skin gets very dry even if there is no flare-up. And in the environment I'm in today, I think the weather's going to be 34. So when I put this on my skin, it's so moisturizing. Think about a very dry sponge, and you put some water on it, and it inflates, and it begins to get supple and soft. That's how my skin feels when I put this on. So I always put that down as a barrier and a base for my fragrance. I'm also putting on my clothing today the Lieb body oil. Got this from Ulta. It's really, really nice. It's not nearly as strong as the fragrance, so the original fragrance will knock people out if you're sitting very close, but this is not that. This is very light. I'm wearing this on my clothes. I am also trying to finish up my bottle of Dark as Night. Absolutely beautiful fragrance from Henry Rose. It will be a repurchase, but you can see I'm really near the end of my bottle, so I will be getting that. And I'm also wearing my Dead Cool. Now, this is in a box, a limited edition box, because once upon a time they had where you could get these oversized bottles, and I grabbed one, and I really wish they would keep the bottle size because the bottles have a nice size, but they're not as big as these, and I'll show you the box, the bottle outside the box later. And lastly, I'm wearing Eternal Musk as a full all-over fragrance so that it will be soft to the scent, and it'll be nice if I refresh it. It's not going to hurt anybody. So I'll tell you how my day goes. Take care. Okay, I just wanted to come back one more time before I retire for the evening. I do also wear fragrances at home. Every day of the week I wear them at home because I just enjoy it. Again, I don't look to create a scent bubble at home, but a lot of times that scent has carried over from either my clothing or prior fragrances I might have sprayed on my robe, as you can see me in right now, because it's cold where I'm at. But it's winter, so it's supposed to be cold. People would be terrified if it was hot outside in winter, so I'm grateful for all the seasons. But I'm going to show you the two oils that I actually purchased quite some time ago. Nothing here are new purchases. Not that I'm, it's crazy. I don't feel like I need to justify that to you, but I think it helps to let people know so that they don't think you're going out and buying fragrances, because so many content creators may in fact do that, or a lot of times they are receiving their PR. Nothing wrong with either one. I'm just saying, for one, I don't receive PR at present. I'm still very, very much a new YouTube content creator, but I am a consumer first. So these are oils that I purchased long ago. They were in my what do I call it, overflow, or they're my, I don't do backup bottles, but they were just on the side. I hadn't pulled them out yet, and I tend to prefer to pull fragrances after I finish the bottle. It also helps me to ease the desire of wanting to buy something new. I'll just buy something, I'll pull something from my reserve, and that satiates any desire I have to get something new. So it's very, very effective for me. But I want to show you something that's already been opened. I just kept it in the box because, again, I hadn't been using it. So forgive me if my eye contact is going up and down. I'm looking at this light fixture that you can't see attached to my phone. I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't fall over or give me an unsolicited blooper. This is Swiss Arabian. And this fragrance is called Secret Frankincense. I really enjoy incense-like fragrances: frankincense, myrrh, saffrons, leather, suede, with some vanilla if I need to. Those are pretty much my preferred fragrance profiles when I need to handle some business. I mean business with a solid eye contact business. Right now I'm putting this on more than anything because I want to see how it wears. Frankincense is typically my experience, that it's usually very strong. And so I'm going to be very strategic with where I place this because I don't want to be interrupted when it's time to go to bed. But I want you to know, when I open this, you could smell the fragrance immediately. The fragrance, as you can see, let me show you. The oil is not packaged in any cellophane. It is just enclosed in the casing that it arrives in. And little small object you see there, that is the roll-on. So, and again, this is a felt-like finish on the inside of the cutout, which is, again, top-tier packaging. And all of these oils that I've noticed, because I have 4 of them now, they come with a card insert that I'm trying to open with my hand as I'm talking to you. So it comes with a card insert like this. And on the inside, they give you a display, because I told you the top is a ready-made skewer. So if you can see in the illustration, there is a stick, I call it a skewer, and you can apply your fragrance with that. But if you prefer the roll-on, I do not. It gives you instructions on how to simply pull that skewer out, then insert the roll-on that I showed you, the small piece next to the oil, in the case, and you can just screw right on down, and then the top of the oil then becomes your closure for the entire oil. So I think that's a wonderful option. Some people really do prefer roll-ons. Again, I do not. So I will probably have 4 of these little small inserts, but I'm going to apply this tonight, probably on the wrists, maybe a light swipe behind the ears. But I also have essence of Casablanca, and we all know that if you're familiar with the spray for Casablanca, it's a projector and it lasts a long, long time. So I'm going to very much apply this with caution. Maybe I shouldn't put these on at the same time. Anyway, I want to wear them. I'm not waiting. I want to wear them. So here's the box. Again, it's already been opened long ago. I just wanted to see what it smelled like when I received it. Comes with the same insert card, the same layout as far as the fragrance and the oil. And again, these are very weighty. I'm going to pull this out of its casing. Here is the essence of Casablanca, the oil. And again, these are very, very heavy. Look at the color of the fragrance oil here as compared to the color of the fragrance oil of the frankincense. I don't know if you had a chance to see the dark color of that oil. It's quite a difference. Look at this. See the difference? Perhaps I should have them together. Give me a second. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. I just didn't think of it earlier. It's the end of a work day. Here are the two together. You see the difference? I will let you know how these oils wear, but again, I'm not going to give them the full wearing that I would normally wear if it were a work day. So, again, I'll see you all tomorrow, God willing. And take care. Have a restful night. Bye. Why am I telling you have a restful night? You might be watching this at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Not that that might not be your sleep time because everybody's got a different work schedule. Look, I've set it up. Over and out. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to see what it's like to do a little driving and talk to you all on the way to work because my morning routine has changed just a little bit. Normally, I get a colleague of mine on the way in and we ride in together, but they have changed their travel plans, and so therefore, I'm gonna keep on keeping on. So, um, back to what I was saying about Grand Soir from MFK. I was trying to give you all the illustration of the way I felt when I first got a whiff of that fragrance. If any of you all have seen the film Think Like a Man, okay, there's a particular scene I want you just to think about Taraji P. Henson's expression when she first saw Morris Chestnut's character getting out of a vehicle. He had just pulled up, I think, at the valet. He was getting out. They were playing one of my favorite songs from Barry White, Never Gonna Give You Up. That's one of the sexiest songs ever. And the way she just was so starstruck and mouth to the ground, jaw dropped. And, you know, when she saw the beauty of this man coming out of the vehicle, that's what I got facial expression wise when I first smelled that fragrance. Now, while that is certainly a beautiful sight to behold, that is not the initial image that I had in my mind when I smelled the fragrance, other than her facial expression. I was imagining if you could imagine a gentleman wearing a three-piece suit, well dressed, custom cut and tailored, walking toward you, the full frame starting from the feet and a slow pan up to the top where he's wearing a hat. And that's the image I got when I first got a whiff of that fragrance with Taraji's expression. So if you could imagine those pairings together, that is such an exquisite. I mean, that's all man right there. That's all man right there. And the beautiful thing about it, ladies, is that you can wear this fragrance. I tell you all the time, my personal opinion, wear what you want to wear. I know there are societal guidelines and, pairings that we put with what's mostly associated with men and what's mostly associated with women. I'm not getting into that conversation. I'm simply telling you, if you enjoy the fragrance note of amber, even if you don't, this one right here, this is a heavyweight, okay? Undisputed heavyweight champ, as far as I'm concerned. I've not smelled every single amber in the world, and I don't need to, don't want to. I'm just saying from what I've been exposed to at present, that is the absolute best. And let me tell you something else. You get what you pay for. Those of you who don't like MFKs, that is fine. Absolutely fine. And for whatever reason, that's not a discussion I'm trying to get in at all right now. What I'm saying is you get what you pay for. My experience thus far. I'm going to go get a bottle of that. And I told you all I'm already planning to do that. It's not on my immediate list because rent's not rent. Mortgage needs to be taken care of. Car notes, the utilities, making sure my children have what they need, making sure I have the things I need. Is your refrigerator full? Do you have gas in the car? Things like that. Don't go out here getting angry with these brands because they're pushing out fragrances at a rapid pace. That is what they are supposed to do. They are in business to make money, okay? They're in business to make money. It is your choice, your responsibility to choose wisely. That's your job and my job. Choose wisely. Okay, so I thought I'd finish up my journey, my fragrance day with a nice little walk, get some fresh air. I'm telling you guys, it's unseasonably warm and it's just getting a little cooler now, but still nice enough just to wear a light, car jacket, light leather jacket I have on right now. But no one said anything specifically to me regarding the fragrance. They just complimented that the room smelled good when they walked in. And I was near the door when they came in, so I didn't necessarily claim, hey, it's me. I knew that it was. I just said, oh, yeah, we try to keep it pleasant, as we do in our classroom. We often do, so. It is the end of the workday, and I did get a number of compliments, as I often do when I wear this together, this particular pairing. I don't do it often because it is really, really room filling, and I got a number of compliments on, wow, you smell good, or my goodness, it smells great in here, or my goodness, you always smell good. Those types of compliments. I think that's only because this particular scent profile is so incredibly unique. It's not like something that you would typically smell in passing for someone. If someone's wearing something even reminiscent of a fragrance like, hibiscus mahajad, it's going to stand out. So very much the same way guidance does whenever I wear that. Oh, hold on. This fragrance is still very, very strong. I left the house before 7 at 6:45 this morning. It is now about a quarter after 3, and I'm still getting wafts of the fragrance. So much so I'm in the car now, and I had the windows up, and I've decided to crack the windows. It is an unseasonably warm day again today. It feels very much like spring, but it's still very much winter, as I've said before. And I had to crack the windows because I didn't want to get overwhelmed by the fragrance. Whew, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm home now, and I want to show you all the bottles before I disrobe and take these work clothes off and get myself cleaned up. This is the beautiful bottle from Paris Corner. It's called Hibisco Nirvana, and it has the hibiscus flower profile of it on the front. This is so beautiful, and the rest of the bottle is clear throughout. And I didn't look how much fragrance is left. I didn't realize that this much fragrance was left. I'm nearly done with it. This is a Mercy 2.2 ounce bottle. I'll give you all the measurement. I don't have my glasses on, but this is the fragrance that I was wearing with the brown sugar babe oil for Hibiscus Drive, and this is the 4 ounce bottle. They're full size at present. That's available anyway. They do have an 8 ounce that's in the advent calendar, which I don't have, but maybe they will start to come up with 8 ounce bottles because that particular fragrance is an exclusive, and it's only available through the advent calendar, which looks like a lot of great stuff in that calendar for the price. I mean, really. But staying on topic, this is the oil that I certainly could have just worn exclusively today, but I wanted to pair it with that Hibisco Nirvana, and it's just a non-stop fragrance experience. It will last through laundry, washing, and drying. It will last through that. So what a wonderful time. And I did get a lot of compliments off of my t-shirt today. You can see part of it. I'm going to just take it off and lay it out so that you can see it rather than panning it over while I am still wearing it. But I did get quite a few compliments on the t-shirt that I'm wearing as well, so I thought I'd show that to you. And then we have one more day of the week tomorrow, and I'll film again on Saturday to see what I'm going to be wearing that day and wrap up these 7 days. You all can tell me your thoughts on if you would like to see this kind of content again, okay? Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you. Have a good night. Okay, so this is an image I'm taking of the t-shirt that I wore today, and it just says Unbreakable. I'm sure you recognize the familiar pose in the image, Autism Mom shirt, and she's wearing some puzzle patterned clothing and unbreakable across her arm because, hey, you got to be unbreakable when it comes to the beautiful, beautiful spectrum of autism. It is truly as far as the East is from the West. So that's today's shirt, and I got immediately, as soon as I walked into the room, I got compliments on it, and then I was immediately followed by the fragrance pairing that I told you all about today. So, all right, let's check out tomorrow's attire. I'll see you then. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday, and it is raining cats, dogs, and frogs out here today. It is raining. One of those days I would much rather be at home, but on the upside, I am thankful because, as I said, our children are not yet driving, and they're very busy, so they have activities on Saturdays, rain or shine. It's one of those things. I'd rather be out here taking them where they need to go rather than imagining how they would be out here with the wild. Out here in the wild, it's a little bit different. Sometimes I don't want to be out here in the wild, much less, y'all know how to. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when your children drive? Nevertheless, not to get into all that, I'm just telling you that's why I'm driving again and talking to you. So while I'm driving, I'm going to go over a couple of points I missed. So when I get home, I will show you the fragrances that I'm wearing for today. I had to go to, one of our children had a basketball game, and I just left for JoJo. One of our children is in martial arts. And so they've both been doing these activities for several years now. So it's not the kind of thing that's fleeting. We definitely want to keep the consistency. If they're passionate about something, we're going to keep it going. So that's why I'm out and about. Got to come back out here on the pickup. So nevertheless, today I'm going to show you what I wore, but I'm going to tell you I think I remember 2 body oils from Brown Sugar Babe. One is called My Tribeca. That is reminiscent of Tribeca from Bond 9. And the other is Musk Be Nice. I don't know if that one is inspired by product or not. I don't know. I can look at the website, or you can. But I'll tell you about that when I get to the house. I am also wearing the Glossier You body cream. I purchased it from Sephora. It was on sale, $22 and some odd cents. I got 2. Sight unseen, hadn't tested it. I just know I like the fragrance. And so I felt the chances were, I know you did. Listen, I got the right away, you bozo, you. See how people drive? You don't look at me like I'm wrong, and I got the green arrow. See what I'm talking about? People. And looking at me like I'm wrong. Anyway. On a rainy day, hey, listen, the rain brings it out. Glossier You, I was saying. The fragrance is fantastic. It's a lovely soft skin scent, and I wanted to try the body cream. Body cream is great. It's soft. It left my skin very, very moisturized. It blends very well into the skin. It's wonderful, and I'm glad that I got two tubs of that. So I'm wearing that on my body. The sprays that I'm wearing is Donna Karan Vanilla and Palo Santo. There was a quad of fragrances in that collection she came out with. I want to say in 2024. There's one more from that collection I want to get. It's the one that's vanilla based. I didn't get that one because I just felt that was probably a no-brainer. So I went for the Palo Santo. Not disappointed in that one at all. I will absolutely repurchase that. But the bottle is probably, if I recall correctly, it's probably halfway through the fragrance. And I don't know that I'm wearing anything else besides that. I think those are there's another oil that I am wearing on my wrists. I don't recall what it is. I can see the bottle in my mind's eye, but when I get home, I will show them to you. Good afternoon. I am on my way to run some additional errands. So here we go recording. I don't know where I'm going to end up recording for you all when my colleague starts to come back to work, hopefully next week, because usually we chit and chat the whole time, and it's really a great way to decompress for the day. Doing what we do for what we do, and it's one of those things where if you have somebody in the industry that can relate to what you're doing and how you're feeling, you can really have a safe space to express yourself without being criticized and feeling ridiculed, because it really is, it truly does take someone special to teach someone special, and that includes parents. I don't know if y'all want to talk about that though. Nevertheless, I do have a fragrance video idea, and I want to see what you all think about it.